If you walk these streets, you would see a mini grocery, some living quarters, a wide dining and drinking area, and office spaces. At daytime, the streets may look innocent, but when night comes, it will be crawling with Chinese criminals. Crimes are being committed left and right: kidnapping, trafficking, rape, prostitution, you name it. The streets in the cities have been unknowingly cradling a variety of illegal Chinese run businesses, and they are earning as much as or even more than their legal counterparts. This could be a looming picture of certain parts of cities in Metro Manila where Chinese criminals have become bolder in their crimes. Now, it might not be how it is, but in a few years, these cities will be like the crime-infested streets in China. This is Speak Up, bringing you all the information about issues from around the world straight from major foreign news sites. The news will be made simpler and more interesting, maintaining the views of the news sites we will be sourcing from. Let's look into one of the knock-on effects of the explosive growth of the POGO industry in the country. With the sudden influx of Chinese people in the country, you would wonder what else they might have brought with them. All good things, we hoped. But unfortunately, apart from the benefits the POGOs they operate bring to the economy, there are drawbacks. And these drawbacks are becoming more and more apparent. Why are these crimes by Chinese people happening? And what feeds their boldness to commit them in the Philippines? In a country where the majority of the people can't speak, let alone read Mandarin, the difference in the language can be something that works to the advantage of those people who want to set up illegal businesses in cities. Not only that, the current administration has been nothing but welcoming to incoming Chinese. Maybe too welcoming that even what's considered illegal in their country has been allowed by the government to operate here. However, everything comes with a price, and if left ignored for long, their intimidating presence can give way to these crimes that have been almost a constant in the news since the boom in the POGO industry in the country. A crime that has been making the headlines lately is the operation of prostitution dens. Just in the past 6 months, there have been 12 brothels raided in 6 cities, and around 300 Chinese sex workers with their clients were rounded up, as mentioned in a South China Morning Post article. As reported by the NBI, the owners, the managers, the prostitutes, and even the customers are Chinese. There are a variety of ways for these sex rings to advertise their services. Some of them are through some online community using WeChat, a Chinese multi-purpose messaging and social media mobile app, and through the distribution of lighters containing a brothel's services and contact numbers. It was also said that a customer cannot walk in one brothel without a prior booking. An NBI undercover agent and a Chinese man went through online registration on WeChat to book a Filipino woman. Instructions on how to register were displayed outside the building that secretly operated as a prostitution den, and the ads were in Chinese. Most of the women were Chinese, but some of them were reportedly Filipinas and other Vietnamese and Malaysian. Some adverts also feature Russian and Czech women, as mentioned in the same article. They were between the ages of 18 and 30 years old. The rates charged in brothels for the women's services can run from 9,000 pesos or around $200 to as much as 30,000 pesos or around $800, depending on several factors such as the woman's nationality, the length of the service, and even the type of the room. For instance, in one brothel, the Filipino women's services were being sold for 15,000 pesos or around $300, while the rate for Chinese women could range from 20,000 pesos or around $500. According to one Filipino senator who talked about the contents of a chat group of some Chinese men presented during a hearing, the women were being offered like food on a menu. The list contains the price for every woman, and then once an order is made, it was said that the woman can be sent to a customer's hotel room or condo unit. It was revealed that on the list, an hour of sexual service is priced at 13,000 pesos or around $270. An hour and a half costs 16,000 pesos or around $330. and for the whole night, 30,000 pesos. A certain source also said that one advertisement offered the services of a virgin for 3 months for a total cost of 1 million pesos or around 20,000 US dollars. Based on the raids done, most of the prostitution dens were hidden in some hotels, a condominium building, a karaoke bar, and even a spa. The prostitution dens cater exclusively to Chinese customers. It was said that Filipinos cannot enter the establishments without a Chinese companion. As part of a big crackdown on these prostitution dens, some agents went undercover as customers. Through WeChat, an agent with a Chinese man were able to make a booking. Once inside the establishment that posed as a posh bar, a pimp started offering the services of entertainers, Filipino or Chinese women. A bar fine should be paid according to the agent to be able to take the woman out of the bar. Customers who paid the bar fine had to wear black bracelets with a Chinese character. The VIP room is a spacious private room which costs 280,000 pesos or around 5,800 US dollars for a night. The rise in Chinese crime, such as the operation of these prostitution dens, could be attributed to the sudden growth of POGOs or Philippine offshore gaming operators in the country. The problem is that the government is struggling to control not only the rising numbers of POGOs, but also the effects they have. A big number of companies have started operating, and so the arrival of hundreds of thousands of Chinese nationals, which are not all documented workers. So far, the government has been cracking down on the prostitution dens, but it might not be enough because of the language barrier and the difference in cultures. The newly appointed PNP chief said that police officers tasked to create a Chinese desk dedicated to address crimes involving Chinese citizens in the country will also be learning Mandarin and Chinese culture to better understand how Chinese criminals operate. The POGO industry might have proven lucrative and beneficial for the Philippine economy, and the government probably doesn't see how serious the knock-on effects are yet because of that, and the fact that the crimes only revolve around the Chinese nationals in the country. However, these crimes will eventually seep through and affect the locals as well. While there is still time to curb them, it might be wise to do so now. On the other hand, though the crimes involving Chinese nationals are making the headlines lately, which make the president's deals with China seem more and more like the worst idea, it's not all bad since the country has also benefited a lot economically from these deals. But every deal doesn't always run smoothly without any complications. After all, it is a law of nature. This is Speak Up. Thank you for watching.